Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 worth it? Well, yes and no. So I'm going to give you reasons for both sides as to why I think it is and why it isn't. First of all, it is very faithful to the original games. They not only have the levels from the original 2 games, but they look a lot better than what they were. They look so much more beautiful than the original levels. I mean, to be fair, I'm comparing levels from 2000, though I do question what they were doing with streets, because you're really gonna do Embarcadero dirty like that? Dude, come on, man. Gon's Gap, it wasn't a planter like that. It was just a full-on white structure, but even with that, I don't have any problems with the rest of the maps. So it's beautiful, but does it play like a Tony Hawk game? Well, in fact, it does, and it has all of the original goals from the original 2 games. For Pro Skater 1, they have added even more goals to make it 10 goals for each map, and they work really well for this game. Though the goals are like the first 2 games, the scores are way too low. They still are the same scores for Pro Skater 2, even though they did say in interviews before the game came out that they made the score challenges harder. They didn't make the actual goals harder, unless you're talking about Pro Skater 1, but 250,000? Really? Really? I would hope for something at least like 500,000, if not a million. That would have been a lot more satisfying to complete. Because if you think about Tony Hawk's Underground 2's classic mode, the scores go way up there.
Catch me at school, but I'm never in class.
The controls are also really good. They're like what the controls are for Pro Skater 4, but they have a lot of movement from Underground 1. It's got the speed of the later titles, it's got wall plants, spine transfers, acid drops. It's got a lot, and it's really good.
Cruising through the mall and I'm breaking through glass.
And now let's get to the juicy stuff. So, Create a Skater was always a fan favorite mode, or a little thing in the games, where you can make these skaters however you want them to be. But this game plays on the role of having presets. Pretty much you pick your t-shirt. There's hundreds of t-shirts, pants, skateboard decks, everything, but you can't really customize the specific little details, like how in the older games where you got a t-shirt, but now you can turn it into whatever color you want it to be. In this game, it's not like that. You have this designated shirt, it's white with a logo, and that's it. You can't really customize it more than that. There's a few instances where you can, but not that many. So it's very similar to Pro Skater 5's Create a Skater, but way, way better. This time, it actually looks good and there's a lot more you can do. Even if it is presets, I still like this a lot more. All the different hairstyles and facial hairstyles and the preset looking character faces, because you can't really customize your face other than like tattoos or just like the whole body. Well, even I think like the skin colors are stuck to specific faces. So you can't even customize yourself to be green or red, or have yourself be this face with brown skin tone or white skin tone or everything in between. Even if it is preset, it still looks nice and I'm happy with how it is.
Downhill jamming and I'm having a blast.
The thing that I don't like about Creations is Create a Park. This game's Create a Park is really bad. People have made incredible things with this Create a Park, but it's very weird. Yes, you have some objects that you can place around, but a lot of the focus when it came to creating the Create a Park in this game was the magic tools, or whatever they're called. You can create whatever ramp you want, whatever rail you want, though it does have its little limitations, and it's very strange of how it works, and it feels very clunky. But there's some stuff that people have made that is very cool. And here's some examples on screen because I don't know any names, to be honest. Comparing to the old Create a Parks, it's a lot better what they used to do. And you can say that they're both clunky in their own ways, which is true, but I still prefer the older ones because there's a lot more items where you can select whatever you want, be a lot more creative with it. But it is 100% a lot better than Pro Skater 5's Create a Park. That one was an abomination. I mean, maybe this one isn't any better, but personally, I think it's better than Pro Skater 5's, but that's for you to judge.
I'm so hot and it's got burn quick.
This is the section where I think the game falls flat on its face. So officially now, online is offline. I've heard from some people that you can play online through Hotspot, but I haven't tested that myself, so I can't tell you if that works. But even if it was online, the online is trash. It is by far the worst iteration of online, probably worse than Pro Skater 5 if I had to be honest. Even through updates, it was still really bad, and you can only do what you wanted through private games, which from experience of playing online through PC, because that's the platform I played it on, you can't talk to people whatsoever. There's no text chat, there's no voice chat, so friending people is pointless because you don't even know them and you can't communicate to them that you know them or whatever. You have to know people from Discord or elsewhere to to be able to game with people that you know. When you're playing public game, there's only two options. There's jam and competitive, which both are very similar. What jam does is that even if you're comboing after the timer stops, there is a time limit of when you have to stop that. But for competitive, there's no time limit for when you're comboing after the timer stops. But you can't really choose anything in online. So in Tony Hawk, my only experience through this is Thug Pro, which is a mod of Tony Hawk's Underground 2 for PC. Very popular. But in this mod, when online, there's an option where you can put it to where you have an auto server, which it has this timer where it automatically plays different game modes or changes maps, and it chooses throughout whatever game mode. You get to choose how the auto server is, but you don't even have to have that. You can choose whatever game mode or map you want yourself. But for private game, which this took a few months after the game was released, but once this update came, it was a bit better, but you had to know people to be able to play the game, because the host can choose whatever they want to do during a private match, but it's very dumb because you have to know people beforehand, which I know some people, but I like meeting new players. I like playing with randoms. That's the fun of it, in my opinion. 2 years after the game was released, the online was already dead. I don't know, man. It's just something that is very upsetting for me, because there was so much potential for the online, but they just threw it out the window.
I'ma take the leap of faith in Jamie Thomas.
Local multiplayer, at least, is pretty good. This one actually feels like Tony Hawk, and you can do whatever you want. You're not forced to live with auto server, thankfully. I'm sure the internet would be mad if that was the case, because I don't really hang out with people as much as I did in like elementary, middle school, and doing couch gaming. It isn't really a mode that I touch because of that, but I'm sure it would play pretty good if that was the case. It's got all the modes that you would want from Pro Skater 1 and Pro Skater 2. It's got horse, it's got trick attack, graffiti, it's got all these modes, and it plays really good. It's just if I had some buddies to play it with, and I'd be able to experience it and tell you my honest opinions on it. But as far as I can tell, it's pretty good without actually playing it.
I'm like Andrew Reynolds, you can call me the boss.
This game has some pretty good animations, but not all of them are. Some have been improved over time. Double flips, 540 flips. A lot of these have been improved, and a lot of these are really good. But there's still some instances where it feels really like there's not animations for them or whatever. But another thing is name changes. And this one makes me the most angry. Smith Grind. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Monty Grind. Who has ever called it a Monty Grind? All my life, I've known it as Smith Grind. Skater XL, Skate 3, Skate 1, 2, and 3, all the Tony Hawk games, even Session. All of these games call it Smith Grind. And this game called it Smith Grind as well, but then during an update, it was changed to Monty Grind? What? Someone on the team wanted to change it to their last name or something. I don't even know. Why? Why was that? That's just my assumption of what happened, but for whatever reason, they changed what the name of Smith Grind was. And some other instances are special tricks. Instead of reanimating some of the tricks to fit whatever it was in Pro Skater 2, they instead changed the name to whatever the animation was, because they didn't want to have more animations or redo animations, because I mean, to be fair, that it's a lot easier to rename tricks. So I don't fault them for that as much as I do for renaming some tricks weirdly. But yeah, even like nollie flips, a lot of the double taps for the nollie tricks don't really seem to have animations. Of course, double flips and tray flips do, but not like laser flip or maybe hard flips. I don't remember at the moment, but quite a bit of them do, but a lot of them also don't. It's really like half of them are there and half of them aren't. And this isn't to say that all the animations are bad. Like I said, a lot of them are good, but it's just a mixed bag of what you'll get.
Find a secret tape, we can watch a couple flicks.
You might not see this as a negative, you might see this as a positive, but there aren't that many glitches that I have experienced. Why I think that's a negative is that because personally I love glitches. Like the games that Neversoft put out. I love the glitches in those because those are always fun. Finding a way to glitch out of the map, having fun with that, finding a way to float, or finding ways to just do random things that are fun. When it comes to glitches, there are a few things. There's LFGs, which I will go into later, but right now I will show you what the other glitches are. Falling out of the map. It looks like this. Boom. It looks like that for everywhere when it happens. Now, I don't know any other spot that is consistent for that, but this is the best place I know. So this, if you jump to the side, you immediately respawn. If you just press RT, boom, fall out of the map. There's different spots I've experienced this. I've experienced it in Warehouse, School 2, just random maps. I've randomly, I don't know how, but this is the only spot I can do it consistently. So in LFG, there was one right here. You can't do it now because they patched it, but I will show a video I made forever ago when the game first released. Basically, you would land right here, and then you would get under this, and you would just be able to trick for forever, and you'd just be able to get infinite score until it like starts degrading, because I think there's like a limit on your scoring, because you know, it's how the game works, I guess. And then look at that. I just start tricking. I have 2 million base score and just get hundreds and hundreds. Well, this is horrible quality. 720p? I doubt that. But then you would do to get out of this, because you just like lean backwards or forward or something and then land. There's 1 billion points. Now, my take that you've probably already heard, the glitches, I wish we could still do them. There's a lot of these glitches that were just like, you would have to go out of your way to make them game breaking, and they were fun. Yes, I guess leaderboards were messed up, but seeing how, I don't know why the lighting was like that. Found a glitch. Which is why I wish we could go back to earlier builds. I don't know if that's possible.
Playing Tony Hawk on my N64.
Another negative for this game, a lot of the extra challenges are really extra. A lot of them aren't that fun. There's quite a few of them that are like win 100 online games, do 100,000 flip tricks, grinds, grabs, manuals. A lot of these, it's like they're expecting you to play for a while and you gain these over time, which yes, that could be cool if it wasn't 100,000 for each thing. Goodness gracious. And not only that, to shut down online after 2 years, it's just, that will always bug me about this. So these challenges are pointless. You can't even do them because online's offline. But this game, like I've shown so far, it's not all negatives. There's quite a few positives, quite a lot of positives to be Coach Frank. Like the soundtrack, it's very faithful to the original 2 games. It's got most of the music. Some tracks are missing because Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD was the thing, and that was a major failure. So a lot of bands, they didn't really want that to happen again, so not all songs are there, but most of them are. Not only that, we got quite a few new ones. We got some from Zebrahead, Baker Boy, and one I'm not very proud to listen to because it's not that good. Machine Gun Kelly's Bloody Valentine. What? You got all these songs, amazing punk songs, amazing hip hop songs, pop, whatever. Machine Gun Kelly? That's like one of the times that I feel like it's just a disaster. But there's a lot of other good songs. Can I Kick It? All My Friends Are Nobodies, In Control. Very fun tracks. I must also mention this game mode called Speedrun, and I'm sure you can guess what this is. You should get your goals as fast as possible. There's a whole leaderboard system for this, and it's pretty fun to do. And there are challenges that require you to get certain times to get certain boards or shirts or whatever it is. And yeah, it's a fun little mode, but if you were to speedrun, I would just recommend just starting a new run in the whole game and, you know, just doing it like that. But it's fun for little segments trying to do that, and it's very nice.
You ain't never seen skills like this before.
When it comes to the secrets, the unlockables, the hidden stuff, just all the stuff that you unlock as the game goes on, it feels really nice. Like, there's satisfying level ups, though leveling up does get tiring once you reach the level 70 mark, and you know, grinding for that level 100 achievement, it's tiring. But for the stuff that you unlock, like secret characters, Officer Dick, he is a fun character to unlock. Surprise, surprise. He plays as Jack Black, the alien, which is very fun. All these characters are fun to unlock. And to me, there isn't really anything secret about unlocking the levels afterwards, like Shopper Drop or Skate Heaven. Like, those are not secrets because you just complete all the challenges and boom, there you go. But yeah, like all these extra challenges, all these secret stuff, they're fun to get. Some are annoying and I don't really like to get at all, but overall, it's a very fun thing to do. Even getting the gaps are fun. I'm one that likes to 100% all these games, so I've gotten all the gaps and all their challenges with every character and stuff like that. Getting the gaps are not tedious in this until you get to Pro Skater 2, especially for levels like Skate Heaven. They're just tedious because they have so many little gaps that are so similar to each other to where it's pointless to have them. But like all the Pro Skater 1 levels, they're fun to get the gaps. And a lot of Pro Skater 2 actually, like when it comes to Hangar, School 2, Marseille, maps like those are fun to get the gaps, but some are just tedious.
This right here, what you call a big tune.
Now this is my favorite thing in the game. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater Pro, THPS Pro. It's a mod for PC, of course, because I don't know how you would put this on PS4 or Xbox 360, no, Xbox One, any of these consoles, but what is possible with this is incredible. Basti, he runs Macrew on YouTube. He single-handedly has put in all of Pro Skater 3, all of Pro Skater 4, and is now working on Underground 1 levels to port into Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. So there's all of 3 and 4's levels. He is trying to figure out how to do missions, or goals, whatever you want to call them. The modding scene for this game is still new, so there's still a lot to be done with this mod, but his work so far is incredible. People have ported different character models into this game, like replacing, like, let's say Jamie Thomas for like Spider-Man or something along those lines. But this is completely different. This is something that people have been wanting to do for a while, but I guess he found out how to do so. And I don't know the details because I'm not a modder myself, but this is just, it's incredible. He's using models from like Pro Skater HD, the actual games themselves of Pro Skater 3 and Pro Skater 4. So, of course, when it comes to the actual levels from like Pro Skater 4, those are not going to look as good as Pro Skater 1 and 2's levels, because those levels in this game were specifically made to actually remaster and just full on overhaul the look of the maps. So of course, you're gonna be like,
this doesn't look like 1 and 2.
He's not remastering, he's just porting from the older games. But you can pick from different times, like morning, afternoon, evening, night. And some levels you can actually change the entire thing, like Los Angeles, for example. You can change to have the earthquake or not. And recently for like Manhattan from Underground, you can now change if you want to have vehicles or not, you know, traffic. You can turn that on or off, and it's super cool to see for me, and I'm sure for a lot of other people. So if you have the PC version of this game, I highly recommend getting this mod. It's free. Go to Macrew's channel. I'll link into the description so that you can download it for yourself. It's just incredible what he's been able to do, and I just wanted to share that in this because it's just one of the reasons why I think you could get this game if it looks appealing to you, and if you have PC. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Overall, I really love this game, and there are definitely major setbacks that make me not enjoy this game as much as others. It's still an overall positive experience for me. I'm not one that picks this game over others like Underground 2 or American Wasteland all that much, but it's still a very fun game. And I come back to it every once in a while, not more than just every once in a while. I play it quite a bit. Like I not only have it for my PC, but I have it for my Xbox One and PS5. So and my Nintendo Switch. I have it many times, and it's actually really fun on the Switch, though it is very uncomfortable to play on the Joy-Cons. It plays well, 30 FPS, it looks fine. It's obviously a downgraded version from what we got on Xbox One, PC, PS4, all of that. But it's still very fun, and it still plays like 1 and 2. I just don't recommend playing it with Joy-Cons. It feels very uncomfortable. But it feels nice with a Pro Controller. The gameplay is very good, the goals are very good. I just really like this game, and I really hope that there's a resurgence of this game or something where, you know, somehow Activision sees that this game is actually popular again or something like that, because, you know, I would love for more Tony Hawk games. I'm sure anybody would, but Vicarious Visions has closed off because Activision was like, this game was not good enough, even though it was it's a very good game. I don't know, man. It's just the online wasn't good, and I wish they had more time to work with that, but it is what it is. We got THPS Pro on PC. I'm happy about that. But yeah, overall, I really recommend this game. But if you have a PC, there is an alternative called Thug Pro, which is a mod of Underground 2 for PC, and it is a much more enhanced version of Underground 2. But now you have online, and there's actually quite an active community in this game. A lot of people are playing online every day, and it plays even better than this game. So I'm not saying to not get this game if you want it, because it is a very good game. But if you want a bit of a better experience overall, I'd say to get Thug Pro. I have many videos on it. I don't have a video on how to install it. Maybe I should make a tutorial on that, but Flippy does have a great tutorial on how to install the game. But I have many tutorials on how to do a lot of the tech, like butt slaps, don't make fun of the name, and stuff like that. But yeah, that's about it for this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, doing all of that jazz. And yeah, that's about it. See you in the next video. Stay goated.